What is going on? I'm your boy Warren G. The plays beat. Been clowning sucker free since 2003. Can't nobody finesse me, man. Shout out to everybody out there, man. We back in black again, doing our thing. Glad we came. I'm just playing. Shout out to everybody out there. I'm gonna go down the list. Shout out to the homegirl Erica from Florida, Shawnee, Philly in the building. Shout out to all the Shawnee's people in Philly. Shout out to my brother David from No Compromise, Georgia in the building. Shout out to my brother James Youngblood, man. He edited this clip. Man, the shit looks so goddamn professional. I thought this nigga was working for the news station. I said, goddamn. I said, damn, James Youngblood got a job on not ESPN, but like NBC or Fox or something like that. I thought this nigga was working for the news station. It looks so good and so professional. It fucked me up, man. So shout out to my brother James Youngblood. Shout out to all my people in Arizona, Miss Tanya Latanya. Shout out to them. Shout out to everybody out there in Vegas. All my people, Snoop, Sister Cobweb, all my siblings out there. Shout out to them as well, handling business and doing what they gotta do. Texas in the building, James Youngblood. Shout out to the homegirl Jerica, Vegas in the building. Shout out to the homegirl Melina, North Carolina, aka North Kakalaka. Man, shout out to her. Brilliant sister, man. I would love to get some of these sisters. I want to do, just like what Erica said, she had a very good idea. And she was like, man, y'all should do like kind of like a men's court where we just sit and chop it up. And I was like, that's a great idea. We've been doing it though. David from No Compromise, James Youngblood know that. Me and David, we've been doing them spaces. We was doing the spaces and we was talking about real shit. We wasn't on there to argue. I had to check a couple of people though, because they try to like, basically, when they hear David speak, they don't like the knowledge that he's speaking. They don't like what this brother is saying. So a lot of times, people get upset and get in their feelings because they don't like what this brother is saying. So they try to challenge him. And I had to check a couple of people like, look, bro, this is not your interview. So shout out to my brother David, No Compromise again, for having all that knowledge and inspiring me. Those are my OGs. So let's get into it. Hey. Man. I know. Hear the air on and shit. Cold as motherfucker. But anyway, man, I hate to do this again, but our brother Puffy, let me tell y'all something. I'm not saying he's right, he's indifferent, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. When the dominant society sets you up for the fall, they set you up for the fall. My question to Puffy is, you was around all those dominant society people, you took on the worst characteristics of those dominant society people. You didn't learn anything to protect yourself down the line to be like, hey, sometimes you gotta have NDAs, sometimes you gotta have things set up so people can't come back. And I think sometimes us as black folk, when we have all this money and fame and wealth, we feel like we're sitting on top of the world on some bullshit. In the dominant society, when they get you off the chessboard, they set up a series of things for you. I've noticed. Y'all noticed first, they went after R. Kelly. Then they went after Bill Cosby. And y'all notice when they went after these people, y'all noticed that once they went after them, they started flooding the internet and the news with all kinds of information about these brothers, right? They put them both behind bars. They bring up allegations from 40, 50 fucking years ago, right? And they do that in such a way. They do that in such a way so they can bury you in the media. And after they do that, and they bury you in the media, then that ignites a fire within the district attorney's office, the police office, the FBI's office. So now they start throwing charges on you. After they throw charges on you, they're gonna stronghold your money and strangle your money, where you're gonna spend half your damn money on lawyer fees and fighting off lawsuits and shit like that. So they take those lawsuits and they heighten them. Come on, man, you don't. So you mean to tell me that Cassie and them couldn't have had a mutual agreement behind closed doors where nobody would have never known, but it got put out into the media that, oh, Cassie is suing him for $20 million for defamation and all this other stuff and sex trafficking and all this other stuff. It's like, I'm not agreeing with what the fuck happened, but what I'm saying is they set you up with a series of things. So remember, they did this to R. Kelly and they did it to Puff Daddy. So, I mean, to Bill Cosby. Now they got Puff Daddy. They got one of the biggest fish off the chessboard. You know what I mean? And what I'm saying is, look, now, we're going to raid your house. It's not going to stop there. Then they're going to have the IRS go after Puffy for unpaid taxes and shit like that. Watch, they're going to find something. And then after they throw the IRS on them, then they're going to throw other charges on them. Then they're going to start having false witnesses and just witnesses, period, come out and tell their stories about Puffy and what he's done. And then after they do that, the nail in the coffin is they're going to take him off the chessboard. They're going to either strangulate him, and they're going to stronghold him, basically meaning they're going to squeeze the life out of his finances, or they're going to put him behind bars where he can have finances, but he's not going to be able to beat it. And you know why? Because they allowed him to beat these cases early on in life. The shooting in the club, all this other bullshit he had going on. So now they're like, yeah, all right, we done with you. That's a wrap. And this is the reason why we have to understand about being up under the dominant society, not taking on those characteristics of them, how we do our own people. Because I know there's a lot of people that don't agree with what Puffy has done to his artists and done to his people. And I don't agree as well. But sometimes, Puffy, you got to listen to people. If people are telling you, like, look, bro, you may think you're handling business, but you're not these white folk. You can't do business like them. You have to be honorable. That is embedded in our DNA. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's, like the law of rhythm, how we have melanin in our skin. That's why when you hear certain music, it just raises your vibration. And that's how they have high vibration music and low vibration music. That's why we listen to gospel music. I don't care, the hardest gangster on this planet. If you listen to the right gospel, like the Kirk Franklins, the Mary Marys, or any of that stuff, you listen to it, it's going to raise your vibration. It's going to raise, because that's high vibrating music, in my opinion. And they know that. The dominant society knows that. So what they'll do is the dominant society will sit up there and let you fuck up after fuck up after fuck up after fuck up after fuck up. And remember, this is their system, and they're the masters of confusion. As Neely Fuller Jr. says it, and David from No Compromise always has said that shit to me since I've met him. And now I really am seeing it, because I'm like, damn, they are really going after him. And I think they made Puffy feel like, oh, well, you're not like Suge Knight. He's a rowdy Negro. He's a bully Negro. If you just do your artist this way, you'll walk away unscathed. Don't worry about it. And look, yeah, you were able to do a lot of artists like that and do some bogus shit. And now look at what they did. As Erica had tweeted to me one time, and she left a comment one time, and she was just like, Warren, when the white supremacists are done with his tools, they break them. And that's a fucking fact. And now they're breaking Puffy. They're getting him off the chessboard. Oh, my bad. It was all muted and shit, but I'm telling you, I look at these things and I'm like, just follow me, just follow me, just follow me. I'm gonna keep asking y'all, why isn't it you done been around the dominant society for this long, for 30 years? Puffy, you ain't learned nothing from them. You ain't learned how they protected their assets. You ain't learned how they protected their brand. Like, You don't think that they would allow you to buy a TV channel and have Revolt and do all this bullshit, and then they ain't gonna get you off the chessboard eventually? Everybody watch Revolt. Come on, Puffy. Revolt, it has been the hottest thing since Bob Johnson owned BET. Because Revolt be having real people on there. That's why I'm like, Puff, come on, my brother. But this is what they do. They fatten you up like a pig so they can take you to the slaughter. So I want every foundational Black American and just people in general, look at this shit. Like, they are relentless. And the Cassie thing started it off, if y'all ain't noticed. The Cassie thing started off. Oh, 20 million. Boop, then another person. Up 20 million. Whatever million. Up, then another person. Then a man. Then this man. Then that person. This person. A lot of these mens that are coming out, oh, Puffy did this to me. Y'all need to stop. Y'all just trying to get it back. And when y'all couldn't get what y'all wanted, then y'all want to sue. Y'all worse than these women. You know what I mean? So that's why I said, man, I think this is something that we really got to pay attention to. I just was watching, I was like, wow. Wow. You know what I noticed too? I noticed that everybody has their story, right? But ain't nobody come out and tell their story until it's time to pile on. I don't like pile oners. I like the people that just don't say shit and just be like, man. Which brings me to my next topic. I think us working together. I suggest that every foundational Black American go read the Neely Fuller Jr. book, The Independent Counter-Racist Code of Ethics. Compensatory Counter-Racist Code of Ethics. I think that's the name. That book around here somewhere. The reason why I'm saying this is because we know how to start something off. Like Black folk, we put energy into things because we're creators and we start something off, and then sometimes, man, the egos get involved and money gets in the way, and then we start to beef and argue, and I don't like to see that shit, man. I just don't like to see. I don't like to hear it. I don't like to see it. Sometimes when the run is a good run and y'all can't agree, let's just, separate and everybody go their own way, and let's not get on the internet and start mudslinging and doing all this other stuff, because it's just entertainment for the dominant society. And I get it, sometimes we feel like we're defending ourselves, but I've seen some things with different podcasts, and man, like I said, shout out to the Corey Holcomb, shout out to the Craig Faxes, the Zoe Williams, the Tariq Nasheeds, the Red Pill, Blue Pill, Professor Griffs. Who else do I watch? Urban X TV. I watch them. Brother Rich. You know what I mean? I watch a lot of podcasts. A lot. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. Shout out to a lot of these podcasters. Like, I don't... Erica know this. Erica, Shawnee, man, David, James, Youngblood. Anybody who listening, man, I ain't never did this. Shout out to the homegirl Nuke. I ain't never did this, the Cloud Chase. I felt like I've always wanted to be like underground. I like being underground. I just get on here, give my opinion. Erica and all of them, and David and James, everybody, Tasha, everybody leave their comments, and that's cool with me. I feel like I'm having a conversation with the people that I fuck with. I feel like everybody has their lane. Some people's lane ain't meant to be, man, where you got hundreds of thousands of views. Man, let me tell you something. I did a video probably about 14 years ago. I showed David the video like 14 years ago. Man, that shit got like 100-some thousand views probably right now. I only sent it like 2 people. And I've had other videos with 15,000 views, 20,000 views. I used to work with people, and they would tell me like, Warren, this is before YouTube really, really got popping. And they would tell me like, hey, Warren, remember that video you did? I'm like, yeah. They're like, dude, that shit got like 15,000 views, and it'd be like a week or 2 weeks. So if I wanted to be a YouTuber, I probably could have, but that just wasn't my lane, and my gut was telling me it just wasn't my lane. My lane is this, having real conversations and being educated by people like Dave from No Compromise, Erica, Shawnee, James Youngblood, Jerica, all my people in Vegas, like that. I like that, man. Like when me and Nuke started, Erica remember, Shawnee remember, when me and Nuke started, man, it was just me and her having conversations. We would do like 15, 30 minutes, maybe sometimes an hour. And we were going about our day. And as time went on, people started to follow and listen. But it wasn't because me and Nuke had an issue. Nuke is busy. and got shit going on. And she don't have time to be fucking around on no goddamn podcast like that. You know what I'm saying? But what I loved about it was, shout out to my sister Shawnee and Erica. They would always be like, shout out to Nuke, shout out to Nuke. Because they knew it wasn't no drama. They knew that. Nuke is like a big sister to me. They knew that. And I will forever be grateful to Nuke. And that's what I love. Me and Nuke, man, please. Nuke is still, look, this is still Nuke's spot. If Nuke ever had the time to do a podcast, if she called me anytime and said, "Warren, I'm going to get on," Nuke is already on. She's an honorary member of the No I Don't Know podcast. You feel me? And I just wish other podcasters could take that approach. I wish people wouldn't fall out over money and fame and do that. I'm talking about FBA brothers and sisters, man, because I see it so much. They start out great and then it just ends up being total chaos. And I don't like that. And I don't like the way the imagery is perceived to be with black folk, and I just don't like it, period. And I think that's something that we got to start working on. And the reason why I say everybody should read the Neely Fuller Jr. book, because he talks about the four-wall effect. If we're coming together and we're not embracing solutions, then what the fuck are we doing? I remember, look, I do this all the time. People, you know what I'm saying, if we have conversations and it may be a little bit of drama that they're dealing with, I'll always tell people, man, be in your lane, be in your path. Be in your path. Be in your purpose. Don't let people knock you off your square. Don't let people do that stuff. And the reason why I say that is because we spend more time focusing on what other people's thought process is and not having goals for ourselves. You know, and when you handling business and you doing what you need to do, man, you ain't got to be sitting up here arguing with people. And a lot of times life ain't meant for us to be being combative about things that don't matter when life is so short. That's why I feel like, man, we have to do more of family building. And if you can't have those kind of concepts at this point in time, it's okay with family kind of growing apart for a little bit so everybody can work on each other. Like I told my family, look, man, Warren trying to work on Warren. Warren trying to work on Warren. Warren trying to work on not being combative, not arguing, not want to be fussing all the time and all this other stuff. I'm a work in progress. I always tell people, man, God's not done with me yet type shit. So you want to take this time to work on yourself. You can only be a better you for you, not for nobody else. So if you take 6 months to work on yourself and then 6 months to mind your own fucking business, that's a year. And if you follow that advice day in and day out and be on your path, you straight. We don't have to have these characteristics where we just going in on each other and doing that. A lot of the times, man, it's very hard for me to be on Twitter or, Instagram, any of that, man. I get on and I get off because I don't want to be seeing that negativity all day long, all day strong. It becomes overbearing on my consciousness, man. So it's like sometimes you want to hear people's perspectives. Like I was listening, and I'm not going to get into it, but it kind of broke my heart. I'm like, damn, man, you hate to see such good podcasts break up over simplistic situations. But we have to understand too, everybody's different. Everybody has a different mentality. I just want to send a special shout out to Nuke because when we started this out, Nuke did not have to do no podcast with me, but she did. Nuke was ready every week, rain, sleet, or snow. And we recorded a lot of podcasts, but Nuke is busy. Nuke is about to be doing real big things, y'all. Like for real big things. And she ain't got time for no bullshit ass podcast. You know what I mean? And if she do, it's going to be one that's better than the one I had. And I would never be mad at Nuke for doing another podcast. The reason why is because goddamn, she ain't got time to be doing no sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? I just like to be silly and say what's on my heart and keep it moving. I ain't on here cloud chasing. Sometimes I be like, who is this person leaving a comment? I don't even know what the fuck this is. And I do be raising my eye because I feel like this is a underground, like we just having a conversation and keeping it moving. I never say, no, I don't know. That's exactly what the name of the podcast is. I never claim to be right when I speak my piece. I just come from a different perspective. But I think as a whole, we have to do better as far as communication with each other. We have to be on code with each other. And we have to learn, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, he said, study the white man. I even heard on there, it was a dude, he had his disagreements with Brother Reza Islam. Well, I don't. I love Brother Reza Islam. That brother's the future. That brother is a wealth of information, and that brother is good for our culture. He's good for our soul, and he's good for black folk. So I love Brother Reza Islam. That is my nigga right there. So that's just me. You can have differences of opinion, you know what I'm saying, and still be in your square. You know what I mean? That's just personal. That's people's personal opinion on him. I've seen a lot of people go out there, but I love Brother Reza Islam. Shit. He wealth of information. Like I got love for my brother David from No Compromise. Man, why you was talking about David from No Compromise? Because David from No Compromise, and I'ma always give him that respect and that props, because that brother didn't have to deal with Warren. That brother could have been like, yeah, what up, bro, and kept it moving. But that brother was humble. That brother was like, man, let's build, Warren G. Let's do something. And that's a busy dude, man. Man, he's doing what I wish I had the bandwidth and capacity to do. You know, when I was dealing, with trying to be a mentor to younger kids. He's doing it on a high level because he doesn't need church to be a mentor to black children. And that's very important, because when you're trying to be a mentor to people in black churches, it's very difficult because it's all under the guise of a faith-based organization. So the way Brother David from No Compromise is doing it is dope. I'm always get that brother props. Every time I see him or a clipper, I just be like, man, that nigga is the shit. Like, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Straight the fuck up and down. So I'm proud of that brother. And don't trip, brother. I'm gonna need some more pains from you too. Let me get my monies right, because I want to come with some motherfucking cash. I don't want no discount, I want nothing. I charge me what you charge everybody else. David, no, I don't do the discount shit. Black businesses are hard to keep afloat, and too many niggas want a goddamn nigga discount. Shit. So go, you like David from No Compromise? David, edit this and put this clip on your shit. Then go support him and buy a motherfucking paint. Shit. He don't need no thumbs up. He needs people to support. That's the problem. But man, like I said, man, just watch this whole thing with Puffy. Watch what they're doing. Watch what the dominant society. I know a lot of us don't agree with how Puffy has conducted himself around our people, but I want you to take this lesson and watch how the dominant society removes him from the chessboard. Just watch. That's all I want y'all to know. Hey man, I got love and respect for everybody, man. Y'all know what it is, y'all know what it ain't. Guilty, nigga. I'm out. Peace.